Audi unveiled its first electric car, and we got a sneak preview of the car at a photo studio before its glittering world premiere in San Francisco, at the heart of the global tech world on the west coast of the US of A.
We are here in a photo studio along with this SUV because its global premiere is going to be happening tomorrow here in San Francisco. This is a special car because it's the first all-electric SUV from Audi, the E-Tron. It is loaded with new technology. It has got very different styling cues on the outside, as well as the interiors are totally different. Let's check out the car before it's unveiled tomorrow.
It was no surprise that Audi chose the SUV silhouette for its first electric car and chose to stay close to conventional car design rather than go as radical as the new configuration allows, or as radical as its competitors like BMW and Jaguar have gone. The E-Tron uses a modified version of the same platform, the MLB, that serves as a base for its other large SUVs like the Q7 and the Q5, and hence the more traditional look. However, the electric car has certain distinguishing design features like the inverted grille frame, the accents on the sides that emphasizes the location of the heart of the car, the battery pack. The most futuristic feature on the exteriors, though, is the absence of conventional rear-view mirrors, which are replaced by virtual exterior mirrors using cameras that project the exterior image on a screen built in on the door trim on either side. Not only do these cameras have an auto mode, whereby they zoom out at higher speeds and perform the tilt function while reversing, they also eliminate blind spots, and with an integrated lower camera, these also help in providing a 360-degree view when required. Conventional rear-view mirrors will continue to be used in markets where they are legally required. Even if the E-Tron is an SUV, things like the virtual mirrors and a totally flat but dimpled underbody help give it a coefficient of drag of 0.28 that compares well with competition like the Tesla Model X that has a COD of 0.25 and the Jaguar I-Pace at 0.29. This low drag coefficient helps give the E-Tron, that is bigger than a Q5, a range of over 400 kilometers on a single charge of the 95 kilowatt-hour battery pack. This 700 kilo lithium-ion battery pack that has 36 12-cell modules is housed in the floor of the SUV and can be charged up to 80% in under half an hour using high-power charging and overnight using home electricity and a portable charging unit that comes standard with the car. The E-Tron is driven by two asynchronous electric motors, one at each of the axles, while in the front is a 125 kilowatt motor with a torque output of 247 Nm. At the rear is a coaxially positioned motor that produces 140 kilowatt and torque of 314 Nm. This gives the car total power output of 265 kilowatt and torque output of 561 Nm. However, asynchronous motors can increase their power output for short times, and this is available to the driver as a boost for 8 seconds, whereby system output is increased to 300 kilowatt and 664 Nm. And this output can get the car up to 100 km per hour in 5.7 seconds, with the top speed limited to 200 km per hour. While in normal circumstances it is the rear motor that drives the rear wheel, the front motor comes into play when additional power is required or when Quattro or 4WD is required. With dual motors, the Quattro system on the E-Tron works much faster than any of the other quattro systems. The e-Tron has spacious interiors as the wheels on this modified MLB platform have been pushed further apart. Two OLED screens dominate the MMI system on the e-Tron, with the larger 10.1-inch screen above the smaller 8.6-inch one, and taking up the chores of most of the conventional switches. Besides, the Audi virtual cockpit also features on the e-Tron, but instead of the gear shift lever, there is a slider to activate forward or reverse movement. With special attention being given to acoustics, a 16-speaker 3D B&O system makes up the sound system, while an integration with Alexa also makes its way to the car. The Audi E-Tron app as well as the home module. Luggage space at the rear is a huge 660 liters, and in addition there is also space under the front bonnet and plenty of storage in the cabin as well. 5 radar systems, cameras and sensors make for the most modern of assistance systems like on the new A8. And the e-Tron can steer and brake by itself when it needs to in emergency situations, as well as to provide assistance to the drivers. Although Audi has launched the vehicle and has started taking bookings in USA and Europe, the e-Tron will be available in India only by the end of next year, as Audi is still working out the modalities of its launch in India. At this time at least, Audi has become the first global car company to announce that it will be launching a global all-electric car in India, and feels that there will be enough buyers for it given its over 400-kilometer range despite the lack of any infrastructure for electric vehicles in India.